Good afternoon, Council. This is a resolution to authorize negotiation and execution of an interlocal agreement with Cap Metro and City of Austin to fund additional rail service along the Metro Rail Red Line route with the City of Austin funds, apparently to be reimbursed later through Cap Metro funds. On your fiscal note, the amount of this action is reportedly $5.3 million to extend service essentially on weeknights from 7 p.m. to midnight and Saturdays 4 p.m. to midnight. Again, this is another plan that's linked in with comprehensive planning with your downtown Austin plan that was passed and the Imagine Austin plan that's going to come before you to promote density development in Austin. Again, I don't think that's the government's job. And I believe that these $5 million that are going to be spent on extending rail service on a red line that's failed miserably as far as ridership and paying for their operating costs is going to be a big mistake for Austin. We have a bus service that should be utilized and should be made more efficient in how it runs its routes and its ability to work into the late evening hours. It was in 1940 that former Mayor Tom Miller said that we have, when the city council basically voted to end all rail lines in Austin and switch to buses, that he said we have now entered the future. We've gone from rail to buses. Buses are mobile. They're able to move about. You can change routes. It's easier to run them late at night. It's not as expensive. And I think we need to listen to what Mayor Miller said over 72 years ago. And I think this romanticizing of rail is a big problem that we have. I've seen this at Campo meetings as well. I know you guys want to push through light rail, and I believe that this extension is just priming the pump for more wasteful spending on rail projects we don't need when we have a bus system that can work and can work much more efficiently into the late evening hours. Now, I know the cost to operate the red line annually is about $14 million. And normally with Capital Metro, 20% of the operating costs are paid through the fares, is what we see with the buses. But for the red line, you're only recouping about 3% of the operating costs through the fares. And while ridership has gone up recently, I don't think it's reached that critical point that justifies this extra $5 million in funds. And we wonder why energy rates are going up. All our utility rates are going up. It's because government is spending too much on projects we don't need. And that's exactly what's happening here with this funding. So we need to put our foot down and say no. And work on our bus service. Let's use what we already have instead of overextending ourselves and wasting all this money. So I instruct you to vote no on this item. Thank you.
Next speaker is Ronnie Jimry.